G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 22 on Haut-Beyleron, start from scratch. As you can see, we've progressed quite a bit. We've made a few changes to the farm. I thought I would do that in the week or two that I haven't uploaded a video, just because we weren't going to progress quickly enough if I was recording all the time. So I've planted a few trees here. We picked up ourselves a tree planter on the used marketplace. We got that for about 10,000. I thought that would be a good investment. The greenhouse is still moving along nicely, producing the lettuce, and yeah, here's our tree planter that we purchased. Not a bad score. Could do with a repair by the look of it, but we don't need to do that just yet. And we did hire ourselves a plough and a seeder to extend the grass field, so now we can produce a few extra bales every time we harvest. And there's our trees. They are pretty much fully grown, I would say. Been waiting a long time for them to get to this stage. It's probably been a couple of years, maybe 2.5. But we'll just double check that the greenhouse, yeah, plenty of water still in there. So we're just leaving the lettuce outside, and then at the right time of year we'll go and sell that. So we've got ourselves some money saved up, and I really want to purchase a new field. And I've been looking around the fields, and I've got my eyes on a couple. Yeah, just double check the money there. So I think in this field it's pretty good, but the thing is it's got cotton in it at the moment. It's going to cost us a fortune to hire a harvester. This field here is probably the one I want to go with. It's got corn in it, I think. Yeah, it's got corn at the moment, but we can actually, and it's fully fertilized. I actually did the contract to fertilize the second load on there, so that's all good. And if you look at the field boundaries, you can actually plow it up a bit more. It goes all the way to that road. So I'm gonna, once we do buy it and purchase and harvest that, we're gonna buy ourselves a plow. There's nothing in the used sale today. We've got 72,000 left, but we are going to need to buy a few things. We're going to have to get a harvester. Now this one is the cheapest base game one, which is a little bit expensive. So I've downloaded this mod here, and it's a little bit of a beginner's tool, but it's cheap, and it'll be good enough for what we need. And that gives us just a little bit extra horsepower, so I probably will go with that. Not going to buy it just yet though, because the field doesn't need to be harvested at this stage. But that's the harvester we're going to be buying. We will keep an eye out in the used sale for any other things that we need, because we will need other implements now that we have crops to handle. We're going to need cultivators and all the rest of it, and seeders, and yeah, there's plenty more stuff that we need to get. So the price for lettuce right now is 1,000. It's not too bad, but it's best in January, so I'm just going to let it all build up until January, and then we just do one big delivery on that day to make as much money as possible. And the corn's best now, so we'll probably be selling that straight off the field, but the harvest for corn is the next day and the day after. I think ours will be ready in August, when it plummets. So maybe we'll stack it in this trailer over here. But I think for today we're going to start by chopping down a couple of these trees just to see what the value is. Hopefully we're going to make ourselves a nice tidy little profit. We do have 20 trees to get rid of. Probably not going to do it all in one big hit, but just want to get one of them chopped down and break it all up, and we can sell that. So let's just see if we need to chop these limbs off and how we're going to do this. Normally it comes up with a little green bar to chop off the limbs. There's the green part there. It's not coming up for the limb though. Maybe we don't chop the limbs. There's a little bit of a tricky process. There you go, that's easy. So yeah, we just need to take all the ugly bits off this and get it ready for the mill. And we're going to be using, I've got a front loader attachment, the log loader for the tractor. I do want to upgrade the tractor, but at the moment there's a very big expense and money is very difficult to come by at the moment. It's playing on start from scratch, everything seems to be 1/3 of the price as if you're playing on easy mode. So things like lettuce, they're normally worth over 3,000 euros for 1,000 litres, but at the moment they're only around about 1,000, so which means we need to really get our fingers into a lot more pies and start producing a lot more goods to sell. We do have the honey as well. Oh, hello, got a limb there. We just cut this up into some manageable pieces and we'll get our tractor with the front attachment, and I think we'll need to put the weight onto the back of the tractor for this. It's going to be a little bit front heavy with some of these logs, and I'll need to figure out the controls for the front loader attachment because I use my mouse. Hopefully I don't jiggle the camera around too much while we're doing that. You can see over there we've got some grass bales. Every time I do a mow, I am putting some grass bale, one grass bale per harvest to the side, and that's so that we can get some sheep eventually, and that will give us wool which we can sell, and if we make enough money maybe we'll buy a spinnery and turn the wool into clothing material. It'll be a long time before we can start producing clothing, but fabric will be worth a lot more than just standard wool. There we go, we've got the front loader working magic. A little bit of concentration needed to do this, especially when it comes to putting it on the trailer. Picking it up off the ground is quite easy. It's actually loading it onto the trailer that's quite difficult, especially when you've got to try and keep it neat and tidy. So I think we'll definitely be able to fit a whole tree onto the trailer. I'm going to push this log over a bit to the edge, and there we go. And we can just repeat this process and start stacking it up, and hopefully we'll make ourselves a good little chunk of cash out of this one tree. I am just going to harvest this one tree, take it over. I just want to see what the value is, and then maybe in another episode I'll just go through and I'll do all of the trees, or maybe I'll just do one tree per episode and some other tasks as well, because we don't have a great deal keeping us busy at the moment. I mean, the lettuce just does its own thing, the honey does its own thing, and we just need to put water into the greenhouse. And really, apart from that, up until now, we've just been cutting our grass every 3 months or so. So we haven't been overly busy, but we've been doing a lot of contracts in between this episode and the previous episode, which has been just a couple of weeks in real time, but in the game I've actually advanced about 2 years, maybe a bit more. Just trying to line that. I'm going to push that log. Perfect. Stack that up nice and neat. So yeah, I've been plenty busy enough. I just didn't want to show too much. Didn't want to keep recording the same episode where I'm just mowing grass and fertilizing someone else's fields. It's a little bit boring. I thought I'd get us to a stage now where we can actually advance a bit. So we've got the money, got a new field, and now we can actually start keeping ourselves busy and doing other things, which is cool. So we'll get this loaded up, and I'll probably cut some of this out so you don't have to watch all of this, and then I'll see you over at the store. Well, here we are at the sawmill, ready to sell all of our timber. Got a whole tree on there, which is cool. I don't think we'll be able to get two. We'd have to carry one piece down on the tractor itself. Better unstrap that just to make sure that we actually sell everything. There we are. There we go. 3,300. That is not too bad. We got 20 trees, so that means we're looking at over 60,000, over 70,000 actually, which will be good. We should definitely just get our teeth stuck into some processing of wood. That'll be a nice little bit of income. That'll actually fund getting the sheep, I think, so that won't be too bad. As for the rest of today, I don't really think there's much else for us to do. The farm's just kind of doing its own thing. The grass is growing, the honey's being produced, and so is the lettuce. So we might have to find ourselves a contract if there is any good ones. Well, here we are, we're back at the farm. We'll put the log fork over here with our other attachments, forklift attachment and the bale. And as you can see, the yard is nice and tidy-ish. Considering we don't have a shed at the moment, we will try to look for one soon. So we've got a few bales here. I reckon this is about a year's worth of feed if I buy some sheep, but I do want to keep saving. So we'll have a look. The cost of sheep, it's around 50-ish thousand, so we can afford that right now, but that won't leave us much money for anything else, and we definitely need to be putting the harvester as a top priority. So we'll have to look into the sheep maybe in the next episode or after that. We also need money set aside for other implements. We're going to need cultivators, plows, seeder, you name it. We can't afford any of the big stuff just yet. Tractor can't handle it anyway. And the seeder, well, hopefully we could get something in the sale. I do check it every day, and that's where we're going to be saving the majority of our money. So that's all good. So I think we'll probably have to get a seeder soon, and we might need lime as well. So we'll have to have a look, see if we can pick ourselves up a contract. No, not really. So I think we'll go and have a rest and see what tomorrow brings. Okay, we're into July now, so let's check the used machinery. There's plenty in here. Planter. We can do corn, sunflowers, soybeans, sugar beet and cotton with this. Most of those, we can do the first three with our harvester that we're going to purchase. And we don't need a grass roller, we don't need a mulcher, and we don't need a silage compactor, but we definitely want to grab this planter. And that means once we've harvested our field, we can get back into planting straight away. And we'll just check the harvesting, the contracting. Nothing here really. Well, our grass field here is ready for harvesting, so let's grab our mower. We can only use the rear mower still with this tractor because it doesn't have enough horsepower for a front and back. But I'm still keeping the front mowers just in preparation for when we do get bigger tractor. And we can make quicker work of what we've got to do, but at the moment I just have to run around with this thing, which just leaves a little strip in the middle, but it's okay, it's only time. I got all the time in the world to do this, so I'll get into this and we'll probably put it on a time lapse, probably cut some of it maybe. You have to let me know what you think of time lapses and all that. Okay, big job, but got it done. It's quite slow going with this baler on the back of here, especially on the slope at the other end of the farm there. But just got to cruise around here and just pick up the last little bits that we've missed. Don't quite have enough to make one more bale, but that's okay. It just sits in the baler until we're ready to do that next time, and that's fine by me. Got quite a few bales on this particular harvest. Most of the time we only end up with about 8 or 9. Now I thought I was trying to produce one big bale of grass. I did change the settings because you can't wrap a 180 centimeter bale, but there must have been some grass in the baler from the first one, which might have already been set at 150, so maybe, I don't know if that affects it, but hopefully next time we can produce another grass bale for the sheep. We'll just park this up in our little storage space here, and we have some bales here already on the bale loader. I was hoping they were going to be ready to sell, but I don't think they are. The ones at the back definitely will be because they're from a previous harvest, but the ones at the front I don't think they'll be ready just yet, so just double check. Yeah, nah. So I think what we'll do is we might as well make a full load on the loader rather than leaving these bales into the field. We'll just fit everything that we can on the auto stacker, and then we'll just let that ferment for a few more days, and at least we'll have a full load to sell of silage then, rather than just a little bit, which is going to be hopefully around about 20,000 euros, which will go a long way towards helping us buy some more machinery, and we would like to get some chickens eventually as well. So we need money, and we're just not making money quickly enough at the moment. So this will go a long way, certainly towards funding the sheep. I think the silage and the trees will fund the sheep, and we'll sell the corn straight off the field. Just park our auto stacker up, watch out for that tree stump. So we might need to get a stump grinder as well eventually. There's a full load there, and we have 4 bales left in the field. I could take 2 on the front loader bale spike when I go down to the store. I have to come back up for the other 2, but that's alright. That is what it is. Just double check the machinery. Oh, a JCB. I would be keen on that, but that's a bit out of my price range right now. But we just have to keep an eye out for used machinery. I think that's the best way for us to purchase things that we need. I think even if we find something that we need but not yet, we should still be buying. So there's no good contracts, just all cultivating at this stage. So we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next episode.